We are going to consider year 2022 today, and in our subsequent classes we shall be looking at a solution to UTME past questions in preparation for 2024 UTME that will be coming up on April. Okay, as you can see on the screen, you can see the first question on the screen. So let's start without wasting much of our time, because we are going to spend just few minutes on this. We are going to be very fast. We have just 40 questions, which are multi-choice questions, objective questions. So we are going to quickly run through this question from number 1 to 40, and we are going to provide solutions to all the questions. And the question is compiled in one of our past question series. So to start with, question number 1 says, if a car starting from rest reaches a velocity of 18 meters per second after 6 seconds, then its acceleration is. So we have to look for acceleration in this question. And as you can see on the screen, the question says the car starts from rest. That one is giving us our first parameter there. And if you agree with me, you see that this question is coming from kinematics, whereby we are going to use the equation of uniformly accelerated motion in solving this problem. But first thing, let's write out the given parameters in this question. Now, if a car starts the journey from rest, definitely we are going to have our initial velocity to be equal to 0 meters per second, because the journey is starting from rest. And if a journey ends at rest, it means the final velocity will be equal to 0. So this journey started from rest. We have our initial velocity to be equal to 0, and the car reaches a velocity of 18 meters per second. So in this context, you can say this is our final velocity, that is 18 meters per second, and this happened in time t equal to 6 seconds. So we have to look for the acceleration. So acceleration is what we are looking for here, and going by the equation of uniformly accelerated motion, we can see our acceleration equal to v minus u over t. And with this we can have our a to be equal to, let me just put it at the front of this. So we have our a to be equal to 18 minus 0 divided by 6, and with this our a will be equal to 3 meters per second square. And looking at our option, that is option D. That's our option D, right? So that's the solution to question number 1. The car starting from rest reaches a velocity of 18 meters per second in 6 seconds, and according to the question, if a journey starts from rest, we have our initial velocity to be equal to 0. Okay, now moving away from this, let's go to our question number 2. Okay, in our question number 2, the question says the process in which AC is converted to DC is called, that is the process during which our alternating current is converted to direct current. It's no other thing than rectification. The process is known as rectification. So the answer to question number 2 is C. The process of converting AC to DC is rectification. So the opposite process of is known as inversion, that is the conversion of DC to AC. The process of converting DC to AC, that is inversion. But in the question here, we have AC to DC, that is rectification. That is for question number 2. We go straight to question number 3. Now, question number 3 says most appropriate instrument for measuring of internal and external diameter of a tube is dash. Now, if you all agree with me, all the options here, they are measuring equipment, but they have what they are used for. But when we are talking about internal and external diameter of a probably test tube, we are looking at a length that is a bit small, but not the smallest. So the suitable equipment for this is vernier calipers. You all agree with me? That is the first topic in your year 10 physics, that is measurement of physical quantity. So the correct option here is vernier calipers. Okay, now let's go quickly to question number 4. In our question number 4, we have in an electric field, energy per unit positive charge is dash. Energy per unit positive charge, that is in electric field, when we have energy over charge, that is equal to what? That will be equal to voltage. Energy over charge is equal to voltage, so that is option A. Energy over charge is equal to voltage. Let's go to question number 5 without wasting much of our time. Now, question number 5 says the device used to store energy in electric circuit is electrical circuit is another way of putting this question is by saying the device used in storing electrical charges in a circuit. And the question is still the same, and it's no other device than capacitor. The only device used in storing electrical energy in a circuit is capacitor, and that is option C. Capacitor, and that is option C. Okay, we know what resistor does. Resistor opposes the flow of current. Also, inductor performs something similar to resistor, while diode performs some other functions that we are still going to discuss, because we have question that has to do with diode in this year, so we'll talk about that much later in this. Okay, question number 6 says the number of degrees in a complete circle is, I will say this question is more of mathematics than physics. Sometimes they refer to this as question the angle at a point, and that is no other thing than 360. So a complete circle will have angle 360 in it. So answer to question number 6 is C, option C. Now straight to question number 7. Question number 7 says, according to Newton's second law of motion, the object's acceleration and centripetal force are. Okay, let me quickly take us back to a topic that you will have done probably in your year 10 first term, or probably year 11 first term, that is in circular motion, or probably you will have come across it in simple harmonic motion. This place is talking about centripetal acceleration and centripetal force, and all this is applicable to a body that is moving around a circular path. Remember that when a body is moving around the circular path with a uniform speed, the force that is keeping this body in this circular path, that will prevent the body from receding from the circular path, this force is known as a centripetal force. And this force always acts towards the center of the circular path in order to keep the body in the circular path. And the body that is moving around the circular path with uniform speed change direction continually, which makes the body to have its velocity changing while the speed remain unchanged, and this body accelerates always towards the center. At every point, this body accelerates towards the center. So with that knowledge, centripetal force acts towards the center to keep body in the circular path, and the acceleration of the body moving around the circular path is also acting towards the center. So we can say the correct option for this question is option D. Both centripetal force and acceleration of the centripetal acceleration, they act in the same direction. So question number 7 has its option to be option D. Okay, Now let's move quickly to question number 8. Now question number 8 says digital number 9 can be represented in binary numbers as dash. Okay, now to quickly write out the binary number of digital number 9, or let me say any number that fall within the, let's say 1 to 15, there's a special formula we use in getting the binary number for any number that falls between 1 to 15. Even above 15 also has a formula. What is the formula? We have a code that we call 8421 code. 8421 code. And what does this mean? We are looking for binary number 9. If what you are looking for is 9, so which of these digits of the code 8421 will give us 9? Let's just get it right. You know that from 8421, if you bring 8 and 1 together, that gives us 9. So it means our 8 is represented with digit 1 for binary, and our 1 is also represented with digit 1, where other numbers would be equal to zeros. So binary number 9 in binary form or in binary representation is equal to 1001. That is 9 in base 10. 9 in base 10 equal to 1001 in base 2. So like I said, you can use this method to get any number from 1 to 15. You can use this, and if your number is beyond 15, just extend your code to 168421. And if your number is beyond what this can handle, extend it to 32 168421. That's just the code that we use in quickly getting that. That's just the shortcut around that one, and that makes the option for question number 8 to be equal to B. Question number 8 has its option to be B. Once again, let me quickly take us through. This is the code. We call it 8421 code, and we can use it to get to convert number in base 10 to base 2. Now, what is the meaning of this code? In this code, we have number digit A, 4, 2, and 1. So we just look for the number in base 10, which is 9. So which combination of this code 8421 can give us 9? And that is 8 and 1. So we are going to represent those two numbers, 8 and 1, with one binary digit, and every other number will be represented with 0. That is why our 9 in base 10 is equal to 1002 in binary, and that is option B. Okay, now question number 9. Let's go to question number 9. In our question number 9, the question says if a current of 1 ampere passes through a point in 1 second, then charge passing that point is dash. Okay, remember the charge, current, and time, they have a relationship. You know, current is defined as the time rate of moving a charge, or the rate at which the charge moves from one point to another. That is current, and which means we can say our charge Q equal to current multiplied by time, because our current itself equal to charge Q divided by time. Okay, from this we can easily see the Q here will be equal to our current in the question is 1, and our time is also 1, so our charge will also be equal to 1 coulomb, and that is option B for question number 9. That is option B for question number 9. Okay, let's go to question number 10. Question number 10 says each digit in a binary number is known as a dash. Each digit in a binary number is known as a dash, and that is each digit in a binary number is known as a bit. We call it bit. Each digit in binary number is called bit. Question 11. An uncharged object has dash. So when object is not charged, that is when we have an atom. An atom consists of equal number of protons and electrons. That is what makes atom not to be charged. And if proton is more than electron, definitely that element will have a positive charge, and if a substance has its electron more than the proton, definitely it will be negatively charged. That is when we say the atom has gained electron and it will become ion. And when atom loses electron, it becomes positively charged, and when it gains electron, it becomes negatively charged. But for uncharged body, it has equal numbers of protons and electrons. It has equal numbers of protons and electrons. So I want to believe there is no option that is correct here, or probably there's typographical error here. But for an atom to be uncharged, it must have equal number of protons and electrons. Equal numbers of protons and electrons. Take note of that. Okay, let's move away from here. So in question number 12 asks us for ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation is option A. Ideal gas equation is PV equal to nRT. Here P represents pressure, V equals to volume, N is a number of mole, R is a Boltzmann constant, YT is temperature in Kelvin, absolute temperature. Okay, moving away from that, let's go to question number 13. Question number 13 says the law relates pressure and volume of an ideal gas is dash. The law that is relating pressure and volume, that law is Boyle's law, and Boyle's law states that the pressure of a given mass of gas is inversely proportional to its volume, provided the temperature, that is the absolute temperature, remain constant. That is, we can say Boyle's law is P is inversely proportional to V. So that is the only law relating pressure and volume while temperature remain constant, and that is Boyle's law. Option D for question number 13. For question number 14. For question number 14, if a snail's cross 12 centimeters in 60 seconds, we have to calculate its average speed in millimeter per seconds. Okay, let me create space for this because there's no space here to solve this. Okay, let's say solution to our number 14 will be here. Now from the question, the distance crawled by the snail is equal to 12 centimeters. But in as much that our answer is to be presented in millimeters, so let's take this distance to millimeter, and that will be 120 millimeter. Remember, 12 centimeters equal to 120 millimeter. And it crossed this 120 millimeter in 60 seconds. So average speed V will be equal to total distance traveled by the snail over the total time spent by the snail, and that will be equal to 120 all over 60, and this will give us 2 millimeter per seconds, and that is option B for question number 14. Question number 14 is option B. Okay, question number 14 is option B. Now question number 15 says upthrust is equal to the weight of liquid displaced. Is from which law? The question is asking us this statement, upthrust is equal to the weight of liquid displaced, is coming from which of the laws here? Is it from Pascal, Coulomb's, Archimedes, or Bernoulli? So the correct option is Archimedes principle. So it's coming from Archimedes principle. Okay, let's move away from this and go quickly to question number 16. Question number 16. Okay, in question number 16, we have to find the acceleration of a rocket having a mass of 5,000 grams, and the resultant force that is acting on it is 200,000 Newton. So to find that, we are going to write out the given parameters. Now in this question, the mass given in this question equal to 5,000 grams according to the question, and taking that to SI unit, you divide it by 1,000, that will be 5 kilogram. Okay, Now we have to find the acceleration of the rocket having this mass, and that is having a resultant force is equal to 200,000 Newton. Remember the resultant force F is always equal to ma. So to find the acceleration, you make the acceleration subject to the formula. That will be F over m, and that will be equal to 200,000 divided by 5, and this will definitely give us 40,000. This will give us 40,000, which is not in the option. So I want to believe there's a typographical error there. So there's no correct option in the options. The answer is supposed to be 40,000 meters per second squared. So that is the correct answer for question number 16. For question number 17, we have to calculate the frequency if the time period of an oscillation is 0.4. If the time period of an oscillation is 0.4, so we quickly need to show the relationship between the period and the frequency. Remember that frequency is equal to 1 over period, that is inverse of the period. And according to the question, period is 0.4. So frequency will be 1 over 0.4. And that will give us 2.5 as our frequency. 2.5 as our frequency. 2.5 hours. And the unit of frequency is hours or per seconds. And that is option B for number 17. For number 18, the question says density of proton is equal to density of dash. Density of proton is equal to density of dash. The correct option there is neutron. Density of proton is always equal to density of proton of an atom, of a given atom. Okay. Question number 9. An instrument used for measuring atmospheric pressure. Question number 19. An instrument used for measuring atmospheric pressure. That is a barometer. That's the instrument used for measuring atmospheric pressure. Remember, manometer is used for measuring gas pressure. So barometer is used for measuring atmospheric pressure. Calorimeter is used for measuring the quantity of heat in a body, while potentiometer is used for measuring potential difference across a wire. Okay, moving away from this, let's go straight to question number 20. Let's go to question number 20. Okay, from question number 20, the question says a vector quantity is one which has, from definition or by definition rather, vector quantity is the quantity that has both magnitude and direction, while scalar, which is its own brother, that one only has a magnitude without direction. So the correct option here is option A. Vector quantity is a quantity that has direction as well as magnitude. Okay, before I proceed, because we are halfway already, before I proceed, if you are watching tonight or you are part of this class at this moment and you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please kindly do that. Just click the subscribe button and also click the notification button so that you'll be notified whenever the class is on or we're having live section like this. And if you really enjoy this class, please kindly give us a thumbs up and drop your comment at the comment section. And if there's any question that you have, even outside what we are discussing here in this class, just feel free to drop it at the comment section and the question will be attended to. Or probably you are preparing for this coming JAMB or UTME or probably WAEC or NECO or any exam that is coming very soon, and you need the one-on-one tutorial from a professional in this subject, which is physics or even mathematics, you can as well reach out to me. You can ask for my contact through the comment section, or probably check the description of this video. You're going to see my contact there. And if you still need more information on physics right from year 10 to year 12, that is from SS1 to SS3, you need a detailed note or a well prepared ebook that you can use to study for any examination. Just check the description of this video. You are going to see a link to a particular note designed by the owner of this channel, and you can easily get that note and at a very cheap price to use and prepare for any of your examination. Even if you are in year 10, if you are just entering SS1, you can get this note. It's a note that will really help you to have whatever you need to have or very good grade in any physics examination. The note is well prepared, and if you need more information on this, you can just reach out to me by using my number that will be dropped at the description. Okay, now let's move on with this. Let's go straight to question 21. Question 21 says, which of the following terms is not used in the field of physics? As you can see from the 4 options, the only term that is not used in the field of physics is option A, stock value. Stock value is a business language, but if you check the option B, nuclear fusion, is a term in physics. Refractive index is also a term in physics, while latent heat is also a term in physics. So the correct option for question 21 is option A, because it is a business language, not a physics language. Question 22 says, Newton's first law of motion gives the concept of dash. Newton's first law of motion is also referred to as law of inertia, so it gives concept of inertia. So that is option D for question number 22. Okay, let's move away from that and let's go to question 23. Question 23 asks us to find the acceleration in meter per second square of a body whose velocity changes from 25 to 30 in 10 seconds. This question is similar to question number 1, but let's quickly write out the given parameter. Here we have initial velocity, which is equal to 25 meter per second. We have initial velocity 25 meter per second. We have a final velocity equal to 30 meter per second. 30 meter per second. And this change in velocity occurs in time t equal to 10 seconds, and we have to find the acceleration of the body. So acceleration equal to v minus u over t. That is kinematic equation, that is equation of uniformly accelerated motion. So this will be equal to 30 minus 25 divided by 10, and that will give us the value of a to be equal to 0.5 meter per second square. 0.5 meter per second square. Okay, now for question number 24. The question number 24 says, which one among the following components is used as an amplifying device? Which one among the following components is used as an amplifying device? The correct option is transistor. Transistor is the major component of amplifier, or let me say signal amplifier. Transistor is the major component of signal amplifier, though all others are components in the options. They have their functions. So let me quickly run through their function one after the other, so that probably if you come across it in another question, you know what to do. Diode is used in rectifier circuit, also in voltage regulator. You can also use diode as a switch. You can use it as signal modulator. You can use it as signal mixer. You can as well use it as signal demodulator and as an oscillator. In all those circuits, diode is very, very useful. Though we have different types of diode, but diode has several functions. Capacitor is used in storing electrical energy or electric charges in the circuit, while transformer is used in stepping down or stepping up and alternating current. Transformer is used in stepping down or stepping up alternating current. Okay, let's move away from question number 24. Let's go to question number 25. Let's go to question number 25. In question number 25, the question says diode is used for, like in the previous question I've talked about the diode is used for modulation, it's used for purification, it's also used for oscillation. The only thing you don't use diode for is amplification, which we use transistor for. So I want to believe we don't really have any, we can't just pick a single option here for question number 25, because diode is used for these three functions except amplification. Maybe the question is all about diode is used for all these except one, so probably there's a typographical error there. Now question number 26 says meaning of IC in electronics is, IC in electronics is a short form of integrated circuit. IC simply means, IC is an acronym for integrated circuit. Okay, question number 27 says the density of liquid is dash when heated. The density of liquid is dash when heated. The density of liquid always decrease when heated. Remember, when you heat a liquid, there's tendency that the molecules of the liquid will tends to expand, and when they expand, it means their volume is increasing gradually, and whatever that makes volume to increase will make the density to reduce. From this formula, density equals to mass over volume, we can see that density and volume, they have an inverse relationship. So when volume is increasing, density is reducing. So the correct option here is option C. Okay, now question number 28 says sun's heat reaches us by, the process through which sun's heat reaches us is known as radiation. That is mode of heat transfer that involves the sun and earth. Okay, the correct option for 28 is C, which is radiation. Okay, we go straight to question 29. Question 29. Question 29 says that is used to record earthquake. That is used to record earthquake. Question 28, that is used to record earthquake, and the correct option for 28 is option A. Sorry, we are treating question 29, not 28. Sorry, the correct option for question 29 is A, which is a seismograph. Seismograph is used to record earthquake. But let's quickly talk about other options there in case you are coming across them in any examination. Option B is hydrograph, not heliograph, it's hydrograph. But there's I want to believe there's typographical error in that one too, but it's hydrograph. And what do we use hydrograph for? Hydrograph is used for redrawing map. That is, if you want to reduce or enlarge a map, a given map, we use hydrograph to do that. And the next option there, which is ergograph. Ergograph is used for measuring and recording the amount of work a muscle does during contraction. That is when you want to measure the rates of fatigue. That is the work the muscle does during contraction. That is what ergograph is used for measuring. And thermograph is used as infrared camera to detect heat. From the word thermo, you know it has something to do with heat. So thermograph is used as an infrared camera to detect heat. But the correct option for that question is option A, which is seismograph. It is used for measuring earthquake. But I try to explain other terms there, because if you come across them again, you will know what they are used for. Question number 30 says Hertz is a unit of measuring dash. Hertz is a unit of measuring frequency. We've mentioned something similar to that in one of the previous questions. Okay. Question 31. Alcohol is more volatile than water because its dash is lower than water. Now, what the major factor to consider when we are talking about volatility of liquid. The first factor to be considered is boiling point. When we talk about volatility of a given liquid, the first factor that we consider is boiling point of such liquid. So the correct option for question number 31 is option A. The correct option is option A for question number 31. Okay, now let's move to question number 32. Now question 32 says an anemometer is used to measure dash. An anemometer is used to measure that. We can use an anemometer to measure the wind speed and as well as wind pressure. So the correct option is option D. An anemometer is used for measuring wind speed as well as wind pressure. So that's what an anemometer is used for measuring. Okay. Our question 33 says, in a particular system, the unit of length and time are chosen to be 10 centimeter. Sorry, the unit of okay, let me take the question again. In question 33, we have, in a particular system, the unit of length, mass and time are chosen to be 10 centimeter, 10 gram, and 0.1 seconds respectively. That is, the length is 10 centimeter, the mass is 10 gram, and the time is 0.1 seconds. So the unit of force in this system will be equivalent to, okay, that one is that question is testing the knowledge of our dimensional analysis, because there's no single formula that will bring mass, length, and time together to derive a force, except we use our dimensional analysis knowledge. And what is dimension of force? For force acts is dimension to be capital letter M L T minus 2. And if you really need more information on dimensional analysis, just check this channel. There's a video on dimensional analysis as a lesson on its own, and so many questions were solved there. Okay, now this is the dimension of force, and this capital letter M represents a dimension of mass, L represents the dimension of distance or length, while T represents the dimension of time, period, or anything that is measured in seconds. Okay, let me take it again. M represents the dimension of anything that is measured in kilogram or gram or whatever. L represents the dimension of anything that is measured in centimeter, meter, and whatever. And T represents the dimension of whatever that is measured in seconds. Okay, but before we bring all this together to form a force, we need to take them to fundamental units. What's the fundamental unit of length? That is meter. So which means our length, which is 10 centimeter, will be equal to 0.1 meter. Will be equal to 0.1 meter, and our mass, which is equal to 10 gram. Taking that one to kilogram, you're going to divide it by 1000, and that will be 0.01 kilogram. And our time is 0.1 seconds. Bringing all this together, we can have let me just submit this part. So we can have our force to be equal to, our M is 0.01 multiplied by our L is 0.1, and our T, since T is carrying the power of minus 2, let's just make it the denominator, and that will be 0.1 all square. When you use your calculator, this will give us by pressing calculator, we have this to be equal to 0.1 Newton. This will give us 0.1 Newton. This will give us 0.1 Newton, right? Okay, we move to question 34. Now question 34 says, what is the SI unit of force? The SI unit of force, based on what we just did now, SI unit of force is Newton. That's the SI unit of force. That is option B. Question 35 says, friction is caused by dash on two surfaces in contact. The correct option there is irregularities of two surfaces in contact. That is what causes friction. When two bodies are very smooth, there won't be friction between them, and if there is any gap between two surfaces, there won't be friction. So friction has nothing to do with the densities of the surfaces. It only has something to do with how rough a surface is, and that is irregularity. So the correct option for question number 35 is option C. Now question number 36 says, which of the following is an insulator? Insulator are the material that does not allow free flow or easy flow of electrons in them, and in all these options, the one that we can pick as insulator is glass, because all others allow electrons to move freely in them. Okay, though in the case of carbon, it's only graphite that allow electrons to move through it, while diamond does not allow electrons to move through it. But graphite and carbon and diamond, they are types of carbon, so we can just pick carbon as a conductor, but the correct option there will be glass. Okay, let's go to question number 37. Question number 37 says, light travel fastest in, we all know that light travel fastest in air, because the speed of light in air is higher than its speed in any of other medium. So light travel fastest in air. Okay, now question number 38, we have the dimension of a universal gravitational constant. Dimension of universal gravitational constant is dash. Okay, when you have anything to do with dimension, first thing you need to know about that quantity is the unit of the quantity. And for universal gravitational constant, which is represented with G, the unit is equal to Newton meter square per kilogram square. Newton meter square per kilogram square. And if that is the case, we can now get the dimension of all this, and dimension of Newton is equal to capital letter M L T raised to power minus 2, and we can easily write that in this format so that to make our mathematics very simple for us. So that can be written as this. That's dimension of Newton, and dimension of meter square will be L raised to power 2. Whatever that is measured in meter, the dimension is capital letter L. And dimension of kilogram, but here we have a kilogram raised to power minus 2, so we can write that as a 1 over capital letter M raised to power 2. And this can easily give us, when we play around our mathematics, 1 ml will take this m away, and L times L will give us L raised to power 3. So we can now have M raised to power minus 1, L raised to power 3, and T raised to power minus 2. That's the dimension of universal gravitational constant. That's the dimension of universal gravitational constant. But in this option, there's no correct option there. So the correct answer is M raised to power minus 1, L raised to power 3, and T raised to power minus 2. Okay, let's go to number 39. In question 39, the question says, Charles' law is based on dash. Charles' law is a gas law. So Charles' law is based on gas. The correct option will be option A. Okay, Charles' law is based on gas. And question number 40, before I go to that, let me quickly remind us again that if you've been watching videos on this channel and you are yet to subscribe, please kindly do, so that the channel can as well continue to assist and to offer all these solutions to the problem. And after subscribing, just try and click on notification button so that you'll be notified whenever we are having a section like this. And if you benefited anything from this video, just try and drop your comment or just give the video a thumbs up. And maybe outside this video you still need one-on-one attention from a professional, just reach out to me. You're going to get my contact in the description of this video. Or probably you need a detailed ebook that can help you in physics. Maybe you find it difficult to read a very big textbook, you just need a detailed note. Now there's a note called REVAMP Physics e-note. You can just search for it on Google. You will see it in one of the stores where it is being marketed, or you can just reach out to me or check the link in the description of this video as well. You'll get the link in the description of this video. Okay, now before we call it a day tonight, let's quickly consider question number 40. Question number 40 says, which of the following have the highest frequency? Which of the following have the highest frequency? And out of all these four options, out of X-ray, cosmic ray, radio waves, and microwaves, the one with highest frequency is cosmic ray, because cosmic ray is a type of or let me say it's a class of rays that belong to gamma radiation. And according to that, gamma radiation have the shortest wavelength in the electromagnetic spectrum, and every wave with short wavelength have a very high frequency. So the shorter the wavelength, the higher the frequency of a wave. So cosmic ray belong to a family of gamma radiation, and its frequency is higher than every other one here. And in the electromagnetic spectrum, it will come before X-ray. And if you want to know every other thing in the electromagnetic spectrum, just try and get a REVAMP Physics e-note. Everything in your physics between year 10 and year 12 is already there, and this note can help you to pass any examination that comes your way. You will see the link to the note in the description, or probably in the comment section. You will get the links to the note. And on this note, we're going to call it a day till we meet next time to discuss another year. Have a very great day. Thanks for being part of the class tonight.